Hello everyone. In this short video I just would like to introduce to you the main tools that you will need to create a mousse cake. So mousse cakes are always better to assemble in silicone shapes. So the Silicomart brand is the one that is made in Italy, Silicomart, and they have plenty and varieties of shapes. Just to simplify, I want to show you. If you have a shape, let's say 18 centimeters, for a mousse cake to make, you should have also a ring which is 2 centimeters smaller. So this ring you will use to freeze your center for the mousse cake, because your center has to go inside your cake. This silicone shape is the shape where we are assembling our cakes. So these two should always go together. Any shape of silicone mold plus the ring that is 2 centimeters smaller. Essential tools such as a small spatula, larger one, to whisk, to combine your ingredients, and of course the whisker. This all what you will need to create any cake, and of course the mousse cake as well. When it comes to mousse cakes, we always have to use hand blender. Because whatever you're making, a mousse or a glaze, it is always emulsion. What is emulsion? It's a combination of water and oil that we have to combine with a special attachment, a hand blender attachment. So you can, if you're in the beginning of your journey, you can start with a simple hand blender. It can be any brand. You will succeed anyways. But if you are planning to work with the mousse cakes, and if you have a budget and you want to invest, I highly recommend to get Bamix. This is a Switzerland brand. So this hand blender has a special emulsifier attachment. So with this blender, it's extremely simple and easy to get the texture of the mousse and the texture of the mirror glaze that will make your mousse cake perfect, and you will succeed in the mirror glaze faster and easier rather than with a normal attachment. So I want to bring your attention to their centers, how they look like. So this special one, it calls emulsifier attachment. So not only Bamix has it, but Bamix is one of the most affordable hand blenders that you can find, and it's one of the well-known brand in the pastry world. But you can find also any hand blender if it has emulsifier attachment. And of course, any hand blender comes along with the whisker attachment, because in the mousse cakes we are working with a very small quantities. So if you don't have a stand mixer, even it will be enough for you to use the whisker to whip a small amount of whipped cream or to beat an egg. We also use acetate ribbon in our mousse cakes. Why? For example, if you are using a silicone mold and you would like to adjust the height of your final mousse cake, you can use the acetate ribbon that is the height, that is your deserved height. For example, you want 6 centimeters and your mold is 5, so you will just place the acetate ribbon inside, so you can see that you will assemble your cake 1 centimeter higher than your mold. Also, if you are using a ring as a final mold to assemble your mousse cake, you must use acetate ribbon to place it inside, so you will be able to remove your metal ring from the frozen mousse cake. It's just way easier rather than without the ribbon. When it comes to colors, we always use either powder or gel. If we are working with the glaze, it has to be water-based, either powder or gel, and when we are working with chocolate we use oil-based colors, either powder or gel. A mousse cake cannot be created without electronic scales, where there is a possibility to weigh up to measure up to 1 gram, because we are working with such ingredients as pectin, where we need to use 2 or 3 grams, for example. So this tool is a must in your kitchen when you're working with the mousse cakes. When we are making mousse cake, as you know, your final cake has to go to the freezer. We have to freeze our mousse cake. When we are assembling our cake in a mold, in a silicone mold or in a ring, our final mold has to be placed on a board. It can be any board, your chopping board or a piece of glass or a piece of wood that fits your freezer, because you're gonna place your mold on a board, assemble, pour your mousse, put your center, your cake, and like this you will lift and put it inside the freezer. So if you are, for example, working with a metal ring as a final mold where you're assembling your cake, your bottom will be covered just with a clean film. So if you will place it on a table and assemble your cake, obviously you will not be able to lift it and place it in the freezer. So before you assemble, always find a board that fits your freezer, because you will, in the beginning of your mousse cake journey, you will use your home freezer. So this board has to fit your freezer. So we'll just place the ring and then we assemble our cake. Or it can be a silicone mold. So you will place your mold on a board that fits your freezer to freeze your... Also, one of the important things for the mousse cake is a tall container for glaze. So when you go to supermarket, you will find it as a measuring cup where we have milliliters and grams. So these tall containers are a must for a mirror glaze, because only in such a container we are able to blend our glaze. So it's better to have few in different sizes, half a liter, maybe 2 liters as well.